Hey everybody, happy trade month, and in fact, happy trade day. This is Mark. I'm with Beyond Profit, a Global Perspective, and I want to talk a little bit about global trade. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is not because I have a specific thing to teach you that lines up with a particular lesson, but that yesterday I was taking part in World Trade Day at a local event in Kansas City. And I thought I would share some of what I learned there. Originally, I thought I would just do this video sort of as a live stream there on site, but I got to talking to lots of people, it got late, and next thing you know, it just didn't work out. But I do want to tell you about some of the things that I've learned, so let's do it. As you know, I'm a professor here at the University of St. Mary. When I was at this event, I was representing our university as well. And if you find this information helpful, if you think that the videos that I make are worthwhile to you, you could go another step. I mean, you could come study with me here at the University of St. Mary. I would absolutely love to have you be part of one of our programs here. As usual, please like this video if it's something that you enjoy. Please subscribe to the channel, share the video if you think it's helpful. This is the first of a couple of videos that will focus on things that I learned about during World Trade Day. Now, the first part has to do with trade, and the other part of it has to do with sustainability and supply chain. So I'm going to make a couple of videos, but this is the first one anyway that I'm going to talk through. This delivery is not meant to be super polished or whatever. I have a list of notes that I took while I was there, and I'm just going to share some of the things that I learned. Kansas City is a major hub for international trade. You might not think so because it's like right in the middle of the United States, but we have a new airport, there's major industries here, major world headquarters. We're hosting the Men's World Cup here. Of course, this is home of the Kansas City Chiefs, so there's like lots of sporting stuff happening here as well. So there's a lot going on here. And in fact, there's also a number of government trade organizations that are here as well as private trade organizations too. So the person who was speaking to us was Kendi Yamaguchi, who's the Deputy Assistant Secretary at the International Trade Administration. And one of the things that she was talking about was that trade doesn't just have its value in terms of goods exchange and the economic exchange, but also results in global cooperation, innovation, development of the business, connections to the community. So there's a lot more than all of that. The International Trade Administration has 2,300 trade specialists and 100 locations across the United States. One of them is in the Kansas City area, and they serve 80 international markets. They promote small and large businesses alike. They promote rural businesses. The philosophy is that most consumers are outside the United States, so it makes sense to support these businesses in any way. She pointed out the businesses that have export options also have increased revenue, increased jobs, certainly things that I've talked about on other videos before, and also they're more likely to survive more difficult times. Another thing she mentioned was the U.S. Commercial Service. Its purpose is to identify buyers and partners, to help understand international regulations, and to defend and represent businesses to ensure that they have fair bids with foreign governments. So if you're a business and you're trying to engage with people in another country, whether it is trying to make a bid on a government contract or trying to establish a partnership or whatever, they are here to give you information and then also to try to hopefully defend your interests. And a lot of the information that you can get is through their website, trade.gov. It's got lots of online tools to help you figure this out. I think this information is really valuable for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you're a business person or even a student where you're having to do a project like students do in my classes sometimes, which is take a business and hypothetically move it overseas, these are really good resources. These are things that you really need to know about. As I've mentioned to people a lot of times in the past, when you're working through a business plan, you're trying to do some kind of an expansion, it's less about the academics. It feels less like reading a textbook and more like planning a move into an apartment somewhere or something. It's all about the logistics and all about the details, and how do you find that information and who do you go to? So that, from that standpoint, I think a lot of the information that I'm sharing here is relevant and hopefully helpful. I'm not going to give it all to you, but I'm going to show you more or less who you can go to and where you can find some of that. Another theme that really comes from this video is this idea that the government is more helpful than a lot of times we in private business commonly assume. So many people in business look at government as sort of the enemy, the obstacle, the one that's going to get in the way of growth. You know, they want your taxes and they're going to regulate you and all this sort of stuff. And, you know, some of that is true and some of that is challenging, but it's also worth remembering that government agencies exist for the purpose of trying to advance business interests, because it's in their interest to expand that tax revenue base. And if you're not succeeding, then they're not collecting taxes, right? But as a result, they want their entire economy to go well. And the economy's not going to go well unless the businesses are succeeding too. So these bureaucracies, if you will, exist for the purpose of opening doors for businesses, and not just large ones, but small ones as well, and rural ones too. So check out this video with the intent that hopefully you'll learn a little bit more about the resources that you can use to grow your business. What have we learned? We've learned that the government offers quite a bit of help for businesses should they choose to export or get involved in overseas ventures. Certainly, I would encourage you to check out trade.gov. Consider the International Trade Administration as a resource, as well as the U.S. Commercial Service. They are a treasure trove of information that can help you do the kinds of things that you want to do. So, best of luck as you expand, and we'll see you next time.